Good morning. This is the November 15th dev meeting. Hello, Jupyter team. We have a good group today. Everybody is slowly recovering from our week-long semi-annual project meeting that was last week in San Luis Obispo. So thanks everyone for showing up. I know that some folks traveled a lot further than others, so I really appreciate you being here today. Let's see here. Let me just kick off the meeting by going through several of the things I plan on working on today, since we all know what I did last week because we were all together. So there's a lot of just wrapping up from the dev meeting that I'll be doing this week. I'll be working on finishing that annual grant report that we collaborated on Friday. Then I will also be doing, other kinds of follow-up. So I think we had some sessions where we got started on a couple important pieces of work, but we only had so much time. So I'll work on trying to finish those up. And I will also close my email. And finally, let's see. Right. So in addition to just working on some of that documentation and the notes, I'll be scheduling some follow-on discussions for some of our project management efforts. So I know we're overdue to kill HackPad, so I'll be looking in some of the suggestions that people gave for alternative platforms, and I will also be looking at how to create kind of this subway map, at least for the project management side, so we can start looking at flows and start iterating on those. So great, thanks. Let's move on to Carol.
Hey, everybody. I'm going to let Min talk about more Jupyter Hub specific stuff, but, I've been just clearing out my inbox since last week and did get a beta invite for Karina, so I'm going to try some Jupyter Hub stuff on that later in the week and just see how that's going. So most of this week, I'm just going to be working with UV on some of the spawner stuff and Kubernetes and whatnot. So that's it.
Fun. Next, Min.
So over the weekend, Carol and Brian and UV and I worked on finishing up the Jupyter Hub beta, so that's out. And then Brian and I, with help from Carol from the PSF perspective, hashed out a now fairly complete trademark policy page that should be, I think, is in pretty good shape, and there's a PR for that. And then the last piece is sketching out the sharing service that we started defining at the dev meeting in the spring, and now with the Jupyter Hub beta going out, we're about ready to start actually implementing that stuff. And yeah, that's the main things for me.
Great, thanks, Min. Darien, you want to get us caught up on all the great stuff you were working on last week?
Sure, yeah. So the new CSV widget that's been converted to using Virtual DOM, I wrote tests for it. We didn't have any before, so that's fully tested now. We recently upgraded to Phosphor 0.7, and there were a few style things and one behavior thing that we wanted to change. So all the things that I'm aware of are resolved. So if you see any discrepancies from the way Jupyter Lab looked 3 weeks ago compared to now, let me know. But I think it should be fine. And I am actually working on a plugin to help store state for different components, so that when you refresh, you can read that state and re-render what you used to have there. So actually, if anybody is interested in talking about that, I have an open PR, and I would love to continue the conversation after this call, because I'm implementing most of it in the next few days. So if anyone's around and is interested in that, let me know. That's it for me.
Cool. Great. Thanks, Darien. Who is next? Okay, we have Nick. You're not seeing anything, but are you saying anything?
No, I'm just sad, and I didn't have. There was not one for coughing monkey.
I'm
Sad.
coughing. I got that
Um,
too.
yeah, sorry. Yeah. So aside from all the stuff done at the dev meeting, at sort of the high level, still working on the kernels as tested or kernels as installed service. I guess we're lumping it now as a thing that we would provide to kind of raise our game in beyond the GitHub wiki. So I've got the basics of the Docker stuff there, and starting to think about how to make sure that it doesn't take like hours and hours and hours. And I'm looking at some of the recent things that Conda Forge has been doing to do exactly some of this kind of stuff. So that, but have been sick, so have not done lots of nighttime Jupyter working. The other one is the discussion around making the output of various things in NB-convert more reproducible, not the output reproducible, but allowing you to get back to a working state. And that has not resulted in a PR yet, but I've got the HTML one working and trying to figure out how to get the PDF one working as a initial base case. The other is looking at using microformats or RDFA or something like that to be able to embed stuff more directly, which is kind of in line with what the we were talking about with what some of the other notebook programs systems are doing, like the Wolfram computable document format and things like that. So stay tuned there. That should be interesting. That's about it, I think. I don't think I wrote anything else. Whoa. We got it like a bajillion times. I'll erase those. I'm done.
Okay. Thanks, Nick. All right. Oh, it just went away. Okay. Nope, no, it's back.
What's back?
All right, Hackpad. Steve, what happened to your text?
Text disappeared. All I had there was that I was still working on beta issues for Jupyter Lab, specifically working with our brains this week on the abstract editor. They've been actively talking on the PR, and actually one of them submitted a PR against mine. So hope to push that through this week. Make progress.
Cool. All right. Who do we have now? How did I? Oh, whoever's editing, we're bleeding into last week or the week before. I think we lost the header from last week, but we must carry on. So give me 1 second, guys. Mike, are you here, or Matthias?
Mm-hmm. I'm here.
Hey. Okay, great. Do you have anything you'd like to share with the group?
I don't think I was the one that caused the hackpad collision stuff that's going on, but I did write stuff I can undo everything that I did in my end, but I really don't think that that's the source of the problem. Just as an aside, further reasons to look into why we might not want to be in hackpad for the foreseeable future. But anyway, Dev Week was great. We got a lot done on the. I made some progress. There's a PR for the EPUB exporter now, and Thomas and I were able to work through a multi-stage pandoc thing to be able to resolve links in a way that we thought we wouldn't be able to for a really long time, and it's a pretty useful sort of intermediate data representation if we want to do other kinds of structured checking. And based on feedback from people, I made some updates to the tag-based filtering repo that I have that I link to on NB-convert. Probably some other things that I'm not thinking of right now, but those are some of the primary ones.
Great, thanks. Thomas, anything to share with the group today? Oh, he's not on. Yep, yes he is. Maybe not. Okay, let's see. Matthias, are you there? No. All right. We have a guest today, David Fulmer. Hi, David.
Hello.
Are you listening in, or?
Hi. Yeah, I'm just listening in. I appreciate the openness and allowing us to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it. Great. Let's see. I think that's everybody on the list. If I've missed you, please speak up now. All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. It's great to see you. And we'll just keep the momentum going from last week. So have a great week.